Hi, I'm Mike Murray, Vice President of Fathom SEO. I'd like to talk to you today about 12 SEO campaign killers. First, we're going to take a look at the danger signs. SEO may not be your cup of tea if you have limited skills, a lack of time, a low budget, or you're not even active in the SEO field. Let's take a look at some of the problems. Number one, poor training. If you take a look in the mirror and you say to yourself, do I even understand the language, the tactics involved? Do I know what a SERP is, long tail, caching, H tags? Poor training is the key here. Sometimes it shows up in different ways. For example, one study, it found that there was a 38% increase in traffic after 6 months by people who do it in-house. That's pretty good, a 38% increase in traffic. When it was handled by outsourcing with consultants, they had a 110% increase in traffic after 6 months. Why? Because that's their focus. Number two, misdiagnosing your SEO viability. Many factors can affect that. For example, website age. If you're new, you're not going to do as well. As you're a dinosaur, that might make up for some other shortcomings in your website. A lot of people are just older websites, and that's fine, but you still have to factor in the amount of content, relevance of the keywords, the site architecture, inbound links, that sort of thing. Number three, a limited ROI strategy. Getting traffic to your website's great, but then what? If you have an ugly website no one wants to look at, they're gone anyway. If you don't have a compelling call to action with the right colors and font sizes, you've got problems. If your phone number is not visible, that's going to count against you. If your forms are too long, that's another problem. You have to be asking people how they got your website or automate that in some way. With ROI, it's really critical to keep in mind that search engine optimization can pay off. Sometimes it does better than pay-per-click or email marketing. In some studies, it was always at the top. Number four, choosing the wrong keywords. Sometimes people are like they have their heads in the cloud. They're picking out keywords that they have no business even going after. They honestly just don't deserve the keywords. Go after a mixed portfolio. That's the best thing to do. And you can find out if you're doing well with the competitive keywords or if you need to focus more on the very specific keywords, which, by the way, tend to have a better conversion anyway. Number five, watch out for the half-hearted effort. If you're distracted by too many other things like copywriting, programming, website design, if you even have skills in all those areas, how are you going to be able to give search engine optimization your full attention? A study found out that many people have many different hats they have to wear, and no wonder that search engine optimization doesn't pay off for some companies. Number six, watch out for the fact that maybe you don't have any link bait. You have to have studies or guides or tools on your website to get people to come there in the first place. Otherwise, you're just like an empty house without the furnishings. Number seven, don't ignore the social search space. There are lots of opportunities on the internet to throw out your expertise and contribute to the community. Make sure you have a blog and let people know who you are. Number eight, don't put up with limited content. There's always ways to get words on pages, and make sure they're the right words. For example, this website here was redesigned to incorporate keywords in all the strategic places, plus reinforce the design in the first place. You don't have to stuff keywords where they don't belong. It can be done very well. And watch out for number nine, lousy ranking analysis. Don't just look at the rankings and say, oh, this is what's happening or that's what's happening. Look at the pages that are driving the traffic. Where are you actually getting those rankings at? And study the cache dates. How often are the search engines even coming by? Maybe run a top 300 ranking report. It might give you some good history. Was that word 122 and then became 98 and then 14? Number 10, watch out for stuffing. It's not a shopping spree, this SEO world. You can't just try too many things at one time and put them all in one bucket and see what happens. Stagger your approach. For example, you don't want to put too many keywords in your title tag. They're all going to cancel each other out. Or you don't want to put the word ringtone, for example, on the web page too many times. In this example, the only thing they didn't do bad is put the underlines on there. We did that for them. But look how many times they mention the same keyword in one amount of space. No one's going to stay on this page. Number 11, failing to think holistically. SEO has to go hand in hand with PPC and links and online PR and permission-based email marketing. You can share research. You can collaborate on content in the anchor text. And number 12, don't turn a blind eye to industry trends. For example, back in April 2005, there were 5.1 billion searches on the internet in the US alone. In April 2007, that was up to 7.3 billion, a 43% increase in just a couple of years in the number of searches on the internet. Pretty good. In our industry, the Search Engine Marketing Professional Organization found in 2004 that there were almost $500 million spent on search engine optimization by companies and consultants. Just last year, 2 years later, that was up to $1.1 billion spent by agencies and companies in-house. Some people think that's a low number. Could it be a lot higher? The point is, that's a 123% increase in just a couple of years. This is a very hot market. So just a quick conclusion for you. Be honest with yourself. What is the viability of your website? Your team needs to come to agreement on this, of where you're at and what you can go after in terms of SEO. What's even achievable. Whatever you do, do things in a staggered approach. Don't do too much at one time. Always think holistically. Get as much data as you possibly can and beef up the content on your website. Otherwise, you're going to be like Timmy here, sitting at a lemonade stand, waiting for the traffic to come. He hasn't seen a car in 2 weeks. Thank you.